For those of you who aren't aware, Canada really, really hates Indigenous people. Um, it's one of the, like, much like the United States. The United States is also not too fond of Indigenous people. Canada, though, really hates Indigenous people. Um, and there has been trouble brewing, specifically when it comes to the Micmac people in southern Nova Scotia. Now, just gonna go down to the pertinent parts of this story. There's a certain lobster pound in southern Nova Scotia that recently has come under a lot of scrutiny by racists in the area because a lot of Micmac people make their living as lobster fishermen. Um, Micmac, Mi'kmaq. I might be. I have received conflicting accounts of the name of this tribe. Um, However, the lobster pound is the same one that was swarmed and vandalized and ransacked by a large crowd of non Indigenous commercial fishers and their supporters Tuesday night. Mi'kmaq fisherman Jason Marr told Global News that he and others were forced to take cover inside the lobster pound as the building's windows were smashed out and Marr's vehicle was damaged, he said. They vandalized my van and they were peeing on it, pouring things into the fuel tank, cutting electrical wires, Marr said on Wednesday. He also claimed they smashed the windows of the van and he saw them kicking, punching, and hitting it with objects. Video taken on Tuesday night and Facebook shows a damaged vehicle at the scene. Marr alleges the non-Indigenous fishermen threatened to burn his group out of the building if they didn't leave and allow them to seize the lobster catch. I thought they were going to kill me, the Mi'kmaq fishermen said. A similar incident happened at another lobster pound in New Edinburgh, Nova Scotia, earlier Tuesday, where the crowd removed the damaged video cameras, then ransacked the lobster pound and storage facility where the lobster catch was to be housed. Sipekene Kadik, First Nation Chief Mike Sack, released a statement Saturday saying that the fire illustrates the need for greater police presence in the region. I do believe the proper police presence, however, this could have been avoided. Remember, police do not prevent crimes. Police respond to crimes. That's more police probably would not have solved this problem. I am once again calling on Prime Minister Trudeau and the RCMP to dedicate the necessary resources to this region to protect everyone. I'm extremely concerned that someone is going to get hurt or worse. And of course, after all the vandalism incidents and the attacks, someone set fire to the Mi'kmaq. I guess I was wrong initially saying Micmac. Sorry about that. The Mi'kmaq fisherman storage unit was burned down after, specifically, remember that the crowd threatened to burn them out? Well, apparently someone returned and burned the place down. Luckily, the plant was not occupied at the time. None of the employees were injured. According to police, however, one man is in hospital with life-threatening injuries that are believed to be related to the fire. So yeah, you can see it burning here. Look at that. Took them 4 hours to get it under control with multiple fire departments. The fire crackling. The sound of the fire crackling woke them up. Big fire. Big ol' fire. Good night, Sato Sakharin. Um, yeah, so the Mi'kmaq are having a huge problem being discriminated against when it comes to their fisheries and the places where they work, even if they are not owned by Mi'kmaq people. Um, yeah, according to SAC, the facility is owned by a friend and ally of Sepekenek Kadik. Sepekenek Sepakanek. I'm probably butchering this. I'm really sorry. Where one of our community members was barricaded and his catch destroyed last week. SAC said he hopes to try and find some balance with the commercial fisheries, and Oceans Canada, the province, and the RCMP. I say this with the utmost respect. We've been calling for dialogue and recognition of our rights for years, and we appreciate every officer and every minute of their service in what has become a very dangerous environment for so many. Micmac lobster fishers in southwestern Nova Scotia are asserting those rights in defense of the decision to set up licensed lobster fisheries for both feeding their communities and commercial sales in the area outside of the commercial lobster fishing season. For weeks, non-Indigenous lobster fishers have targeted the Indigenous fishers and fisheries. On Friday, SAC said between 150 and 200 lobster traps were lost after non-Indigenous commercial fishers cut lines and destroyed buoys. So there is like a lobster war going on in Nova Scotia at the moment, specifically targeting the Micmac and the Mi'kmaq people. In the 1999 Supreme Court of Canada Marshall decision affirmed treaty rights to fish or hunt for a moderate livelihood. It also allows Ottawa to set regulations in consultation with Indigenous communities and for the purpose of conservation. The definition of a moderate livelihood has not been agreed upon. Let's see. The Micmac have a constitutionally protected treaty right to fish under the term. Yeah. It's a situation that is very disconcerting, Trudeau said. That's why we are calling for an end to the violence and harassment that's happening. I understand the concerns and the conflict going on right now, but we need to find a solution. They're working to de-escalate the situation and disperse the group. Yeah, so it's not just America, by the way, that it's not just America that discriminates against minorities. Canada does it too, and they have an equally tepid response to it. Um, but I hope the best for the Micmac and Mi'kmaq people. Um, I wish them victory in their fight to subsist on the ocean. I feel like that's a really reasonable ask for Indigenous people, and they shouldn't have to put up with terrorist arson attacks. They shouldn't have to put up with harassment and vandalism and threats on their lives and livelihoods. Um, pretty serious situation up in Canada that we should all pay attention to, keep an eye on, and show our support to the Micmac and the Mi'kmaq people. Okay, and I don't know which one. I don't know if those are two different groups, by the way, or one group, and that this article is just written poorly because it says both Mi'kmaq and Micmac at different points in the article. So I apologize for being ignorant. Anyone who's watching, I deeply and sincerely apologize. And with that, we are done. Canada also has a history of shitting all over Indigenous treaties. Yep, white people, we do that. We're really good at not honoring treaties. Oh, okay. So, Lady Starfire, are you trying to tell me that it is both Micmac and Mi'kmaq? Why did they write it both ways? That's so confusing. The article did it both ways.